Hi everyone, it's Mari from Doodles da Mari on Instagram, and today I have a planner review video. So I was actually contacted by this company, JUBTIC. They reached out to me asking if I wanted to review one of their planners, and I said yes. So they sent me this planner for free, but all of the opinions and review here is, based on my own impressions and opinions. Um, I actually saw this planner, not this particular one, but I saw a JUBTIC planner review over at Planning with John's channel. So I wasn't unfamiliar with the company, but I really wanted to see for myself as well and see the quality of the planner. So with that, I had the option to choose between, they have several types of planners on their Amazon website. So they have like an undated planner, they have a wellness planner, a finance planner, and things like that. I decided to go over the meal planner book, and I will explain why in the end. But yeah, let's just review this. So I actually asked them to send me the rose gold one, which is sort of a pinkish shade. Um, this is an A5 size hardcover book. It has a pen loop here, and it does have a elastic that we can close the book. So before I do that, let me go ahead and just remove this paper here. So it says, plan your weekly meals in detail from new healthy habits and achieve form new healthy habits and achieve wellness goals. So set goals, track progress, exercise tracker, last 12 months, eat healthy and feel happier. So let's check it out. So again, they have an elastic here to hold things closed. Um, they have also a pen loop here. Oops. that we can try a few pens later, but they do have a pen loop here as well. And let's just go over it. So this is my first impressions. I haven't even opened the book yet. So they have two sticker sheets here. They are rose gold foiled. Uh, oh, I really like these ones. I'm not sure if I would use them necessarily because I haven't been using stickers, but they are pretty. Okay, so two sticker sheets here. Over in the back, I already saw that they have a pocket here, which is actually a good sized pocket, and then a thank you card. Okay, so as you can see, it got a little bit dented here from the transport, but that's okay. Um, let's see. So the first one would be, the first page would be meal planner. So if you find this, if you found this, please be kind and return to, and then you can put your name and address here. I don't plan to taking this planner out, so I probably wouldn't fill this, but it's there if you're planning on taking this out. Um, and then we have a starting point spreadsheet here with the date, weight, height, and then I think you can write your measurements here. And I think this is really fun to add a picture of yourself as well. Again, the measurements here with the goal, and then reward if achieved with the date and signature. I don't usually do like reward goals just because I don't know, these don't work for me, but I think, just tracking the data, it's more interesting to me. But then here in the other page, we have what do I want to reach? What do I want to reach this goal? Which I think it means maybe why do I want to reach this goal? How would I feel? How will I feel when I've reached this goal? And steps to take to achieve this goal. And then some dotted, um, like dotted space here over here if you want to doodle something or something like that. And then we have the exercise plan. I don't intend to use this as an exercise plan, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do with this page necessarily. But you have an exercise plan here and then an exercise calendar that you can write maybe the days in which you did some exercise. I track those over on my Hobonichi weeks, so I probably wouldn't necessarily fill this out here. Maybe, we'll see. Um, and again, more exercise plan and exercise calendar because they have only 6 months per page, so I think this would be enough for the year. The 2 pages would be enough for the year. And then we have here the month and year calendar. So this is undated. You can come and write your own dates. Most important goals this month and things I'll do to be better this month. So in terms of health and fitness, self-care, fun and recreation, body image, personal development, and spiritual. Yeah, I'm not sure I would use this spread necessarily for the purpose that I intend to use this planner for, but I see the appeal on having like this structure both regarding the um, exercise plan and the monthly calendar if this is something that you're actually planning. So my intent is to use this as a tracker, so I don't need to plan out the month necessarily. So, but I do see the appeal for someone that is using this particularly for planning. So you can plan in advance. Well, this is a meal planner, right? So you can plan in advance, what you're thinking about meal planning throughout the month. And I know that helps a lot of people. I'm not the one that cooks at home, so this is not necessarily useful for me. But I can certainly use this in other ways as well, such as tracking. And then this is, so we have 1 month here, and then we have the weekly spread. And so this is probably the way it's gonna go. We have one, two, three, 4, 5 weekly spreads, and then the month in review again. So regarding the weekly spread, this is what I saw on the website that I was really looking forward to. So we have the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and what I want to use this for is again for tracking or for a log. So I want to come back and use this sort of like a food journal. And then we have this week's priorities here, healthy habits, and then shopping list. So again, if you're using this as a meal planner, I can see the appeal of having everything listed here so you can plan ahead and make your shopping list and things like that. And then if we go to the next month, then we have the month in review, progress picture, which I think is really cool. Again, the measurements, and then this is something interesting as well. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how do I feel about myself in each area? So physical health, mental and emotional wellness, confidence levels, body image, stress levels, and happiness. And then the monthly review says, what are the biggest wins? How do I feel about my progress? Which life areas are lacking? So we have here body image, personal development, self-care, spiritual, fun and recreation, and health and fitness. And how will I improve next month? And then it goes over again, the monthly calendar and the weekly pages. And I think, let me double check, this will go the same way until the end of the planner. And then let's see in the end. So in the end, we have something different here. So this is the last monthly review, and then we have measurement trackers. So we can go back and see, let me see. So this has weight, chest, waist, hips, thigh, neck, biceps, calf, and body fat percentage. So, and this goes from 1 to 52. So this would probably be one per week, which is interesting if you also want to see, a more fine detail progress, right? And then year-end review. So again, similar things here, result picture, measurements, what did you do versus what was your goal? Did I achieve my goal, my main goal? If not, why not? What are the biggest lessons learned or insights gained? How do I feel about my progress? What is the next goal and how will I improve? And then in the end, there are some calories and macros for common foods. Um, I don't use those things. I don't count calories or anything like that. And then space for notes. So we have a few notes pages, maybe like five pages with dot grid. Um, so yeah, I think, for a meal planner, I think this fits all of the boxes of what I think people would need for a meal planner, and I think maybe even a little bit more than that with your goals and body goals and things like that. So I think, if you're using this as a meal planner, I can see um, how this could be very helpful. Uh, and again, I don't necessarily meal plan, so I'm not uh, the best person to review in terms of how useful each one of those spreads would be in terms of how efficient your meal planning would be. But I do like the layout, and the reason why I wanted to review this planner in particular is because I have irritable bowel syndrome, so there are a lot of food. So this is triggered both by stress and by food, different foods, right? So there are several types of food that my digestive system doesn't deal with very well. And sometimes I'm okay with eating some of these foods, and sometimes, it manifests mostly as abdominal pain for me. So the reason why I wanted this is because I was looking for something more structured to use as a meal journal instead of a meal planner. So again, a lot of those things that involve like planning out the steps for your meals, I don't think I'm gonna be using, but I want to use this as a journal. So I was particularly uh, intrigued by this spread here because I think it can be very helpful for someone in my situation, for example, where I can write down the log of the things that I ate. And then instead of healthy habits, I could track a few clinical symptoms that I might have. So with that, I can more easily identify, what can potentially be triggering some of my stomach aches. So, for example, sometimes if I eat bread for several days, like repeatedly, I can feel that, my digestive system doesn't really like that. So if I eat bread every now and then, I'm fine. But if I eat them several days in a row, if I eat bread several days in a row, then I'm not okay. So with things like that that I already know that are bad for me, it's easy for me to identify, but I suspect there are several other foods or several other types of food that are likely irritating my digestive system as well, and I'm just not realizing or catching it fast enough. So this would be really helpful, particularly this spread here. And then I can see, for example, how let me see, the monthly review would be useful as well. Because, for example, I will probably not do the measurements, but I do like the progress picture here just because I don't really like taking photos. So this is a good incentive to see, how you are looking at a certain point in time, right? But I also really like this, how do I feel about myself in each of these areas? Mostly because, if you're not feeling super well health-wise, this is going to affect your physical health, your body image as well, because I feel very bloated sometimes, so it does affect body image. It definitely affects mental and emotional wellness as well, because again, and stress levels, because this disease is also related to stress. Um, so confidence levels and happiness, these are also this can be affected, right, by this type of issues that we might have. So I think this was a really cool like idea to track those symptoms, and I think this is a different way of using a meal planner, but I think it would be really helpful and useful as well. And then you know, the monthly spread, I'm not really sure how I would use this, but I'm I love to analyze data, so I would say that this here in the end, that where we had the measurements week by week, that's also very interesting, because you know, being able to see and maybe eventually plot how your progress was going, this is really cool as well. So I might be tempted to do the measurements just, you know, just to see the data, but I'm not sure, because I think, you know, my main goal with um, meal planning, or not planning, but journaling, would be just to feel better, not necessarily to have an impact on my physical image, right? So um, I don't really, I want to try to avoid focusing on the numbers, even though this is very tempting. But yeah, other than that, you know, the structure seems very, you know, very useful, very cool. It does have two bookmarks. Oh, three bookmarks, sorry. It has three bookmarks. Oh, I love these colors. Very neutral. So you can have one on your monthly calendar, one on your weekly spread, and then maybe I would put one in the weekly measurements log here in the back. That's how I would particularly use it. Um, And then lastly, just give me a moment. I'm going to grab some pens and I want to see if this is fountain pen friendly. Okay, so I have a few fountain pens here. Let me grab like a dark tombow as well. Oh, this was open, so this will probably be a little bit dry. Let me grab maybe the black one. And then maybe a Pentel sign brush pen here, just so we can test a few different pens, right? I'm gonna try to use this one as a pen test. So let's see. And I'm using normal pressure that I would use with a brush pen like this. And then let's try this one. This one is trickier because I usually don't use tombows to write like this, because they are just too big for me. I like to write smaller. Um, so I usually just use those to paint. And then I'm gonna try this one. So this one is a Twisby Eco with a medium nib, and this is inked with Organics Studio. Oh, yeah, I knew this was gonna happen. Okay, so I'm not gonna keep writing, but because I'm out of ink, I knew this was gonna happen. I need to refill. This is this ink right here that I'm using for the month, but this is Organic Studio Henry David Thoreau. I think it's enough for us to see if it's gonna bleed or not. And then the next one would be, this one is one Kai Mini in a fine nib. inked with Ferris wheel press, Spruce County Post. And I was trying to reach for the darker inks just to see if I'm gonna have bleed through, if it's gonna, how much is gonna ghost. And then this one is kind of like the wild card because this is a generic fountain pen with no brand. And this is the cartridge that came with it. So it's a blue ink cartridge, and I have no idea which ink it is or the quality of the ink. So just to test it. So generic. I call this my generic Kakuno just because it has a smiley face on the nib. And I would assume this is an F as well with the blue cartridge. Okay. And then just for fun, this will likely not bleed through, but I want to try two different inks as well. So this is the Moonman Youth with a folded nib, and this is inked with Pannonia Lichen. And then I just want to do something like this because this can lay down a lot of ink. And then I also want to try this one. So this one is my Twisby swipe, swipe with a broad nib. And this is Ferris wheel press, glimmering grage. Okay, so just to put some more ink down. So I see the what's it called, the sheening on the Organic Studio ink. This doesn't surprise me because this is a heavy sheener. So I can see a lot of the sheen here, maybe not as much as I would see in the Tomo River paper, but I do see the sheen here. For both, for the rest of the inks, I don't see feathering. Even with this one, which is a broader nib, I don't see feathering. I do see some of the shimmer for the glimmering grage, and I do see the shading here, both on the Pannonia Lichen, but also on the glimmering grage, and some in the Spruce County Post as well. So let's see the back. There's no bleed through, not a lot of ghosting, if any. So yeah, I would say this is a very fountain pen friendly paper as well, which is great because I have been using a lot of fountain pens. So the fact that I could use my fountain pen in this planner it's really, a plus. So regarding the pen loop, let's see if I could fit, for example, this pen here. It fits nicely, no issue at all. My Moonman would probably fit as well, just because it's slimmer than this one. The Twisby Swipe it's a pen that I use a lot. So with this one, I'm having a little bit of an issue, but it does fit. I just need to find the right spot there, but it does fit. It fits nicely, actually. Not as easy to put the pen in as the other ones. This one is very much larger than the others. You can see here the comparison. So I'm not sure if this would fit. I would have to probably stretch it a little bit, but it does fit. And then the Twisby Eco, which I also use a lot, fits very well. I didn't even have any issues putting the pen in. Of course, the Tombow will fit. Will it fall? No, it doesn't fall. So yeah, no issues with the pen loop here. The three bookmarks, I think it's a plus because this is something that I actually miss on the Hobonichi weeks, for example, that I only have two bookmarks, but I would really like to have three, just because I have, at least 3 pages open that I need to flip through all the time, which is the monthly, the weekly, and then the notes pages. So the 3 pen loops are actually really cool. I really like that. So I think that's pretty much it for my review on this planner. There are several planners that are similar to this style of planners in Amazon. But what I liked about this one in particular is because, first of all, it was cheaper than some that I saw on the internet, but also it had exactly the things that I was looking for in meal journal. So even though it's not the intended use of this planner, it had exactly, the things that I really wanted in a meal journal. So yeah, that's that was an interesting find and an interesting review, and I'm glad they reached out to me because I'm actually glad with happy with this product. So with that, they are gonna give me a discount code for people who watch my channel and want to purchase something from them. This discount code is not affiliated with me in any way. They're just giving this to you guys, probably to track, if these type of videos are actually sending in some customers for them. But I don't receive anything out of those. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I also didn't receive anything to do this review other than the free planner, and that's it. Yeah, I'm really glad, and I really hope I'm able to use this planner because this is an area of my life that I really need to improve. So I really hope that you know, that I will be able to dedicate myself to use this the way that I envision it. So yeah, with that, I hope you like this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.